Hi there, welcome to Shopcast number 22. This one is all about Alpaca Elegance. So this was the yarn I was talking about last week, and I was hinting that I need to go and do a little bit more research because this is such cool yarn, it deserves a little bit more attention. So let me show you these colors. Aren't they pretty? So these ones are all the ones that are in the green spun category, and that means that they haven't been processed with bleach or any sort of harsh chemicals that would make them shrink resistant or moth proof or anything like that. They smell very sheepy and very alpaca-y. The reason for that is this is a blend. Let me get you all the details. 50% alpaca, 50% fine wool. To retain the chemical-free nature of this yarn, wash gently in lukewarm water to retain using vegetable oil based soap. So part of their greenwashing is that in order to scour the fleece when it comes off of the sheep or the alpaca, and think that, you know, sheeps and alpacas and llamas, for instance, when they get shorn, that fiber is kind of smelly, kind of particularly in lower areas like their bellies. So some of that fiber just gets discarded during the shearing point, but it also needs to come into the mill, and there it'll go through a scouring process. So what Green Mountain Spinnery does is they're using local fiber, so all of their animal fiber comes from somewhere in the US. All of their wool comes specifically from Vermont, which is where they're located. And then they really work on minimizing their impact on the environment. So green spun, they're using vegetable-based soap, so no harsh chemicals, no bleach, no petroleum in the product. And the natural colors, so all of these are created either because, you know, they have cream rather than green, cream-colored alpacas and sheep, and then going through all the different colors that alpaca and sheep come in to get into the darker colors. Or, this is the new and exciting part, they take their wonderful base yarn that hasn't been chemically processed, but then they do a tiny little bit of chemical dyeing, and they make colors. Oh, that actually shows up really well. Yeah, so there's a really nice kind of rusty red, and then the deep foresty green, and a pretty blue. So their color names, Rose Hip, Ceylon, which is kind of interesting because I would have thought that was a green, but that's what they call their blue. And then their green is called Sencha. This stuff is yummy and delicious and smells slightly less like sheep, but still you can feel a lot of the really soft lanolin left in from the minimal processing. It's awesome. Okay, for $14.50 you get approximately 180 yards or 2 ounces. Their suggestion here on the tag is about 5 stitches per inch using a 4mm needle or a US 6. On the Ravelry website, on their website, which is spinnery.com, they actually recommend that you can try from range from a 2.25 up to a 5mm, and you'll be getting a really different fabric as you go along. So if you wanted to use this for making really hard wearing socks, go tiny on your needles, and then you'll have some really firm and durable fabric. Or if you wanted something that was lacier, say like this. This is the Baby Surprise Jacket by Elizabeth Zimmerman. The body is worked in this color of the Alpaca Elegance. And then I think we used a little bit of koi goo to trim the edges, or it might be some gems. I should have checked on that, sorry. But the pattern itself it's a top down. It's in a bunch of her books. The February Lady Sweater is based on this one, that someone else has written up an adult version, and it's delicious. And the other amazing sample, yeah, I can actually see the monitor through the holes. It's awesome. This is, if I can pronounce it Italian, I should have gotten Francesca to do this, but Girasole. It's Italian, and it means sunflower. So the shawl design, or baby blanket, depending on how you're purposing it, is by Jared Flood. He's that amazing photographer / knitting designer. If you wear circular shawls, you could fold them in half and use a beautiful shawl pin. And there, here, I'll tilt it so you can see the bottom. Isn't that nice? Or if you have a baby, you can... Okay, if there was a giant gap there where you just heard my voice, that's all I heard too. So sorry about that. The joys of technology. Yeah. Anyway, it's a really delicious yarn. It is definitely not a hand wash. I wouldn't suggest using this for felting because there's some really lovely, inexpensive yarns that will felt incredibly well. This one, a little bit more precious. Just plan something really special and really kind of honoring the animals, because the spinnery has such a focus on, like, they're using vintage milling equipment. They're sourcing their products so locally, and they also do some custom milling too. So if you know anyone in the States who wants to have their flock of sheep taken care of, and then all the fleece is shipped off and processed, Green Mountain Spinnery could do that for them. But really love this yarn. It's something really special, and I'm looking forward to figuring out something to make. I have a few other projects in my pipeline right now, so it's not going to be anytime soon. But eventually, I'm sort of thinking of this really luscious dark brown color, which is called Dark Roast. But yeah, all the natural browns all have coffee names. It's kind of cool. But I'm planning maybe eventually just a simple cardigan out of that for me. Going the brown route. It'll be cool. Alright, on the table behind me is the teaser for next week. So you might get a hint at it if you read our blog or check out the photos on Facebook if I get it up there. It's not my size, so I can't model it, but Zoe's going to, and Francesca will have some photos to share. And I'll tell you about that when I come back. Alright, hope you have a fabulous week. I'll talk to you soon.